So we got to talk here. We got to talk about AI, right? Um, I don't see how this doesn't end in civilizational collapse, right? Because it's just too much of a gap. I cannot. I hope it does. I don't know how to keep going, right? I'll tell you that. I don't know how to keep going because you can't really do anything other than become a demon, hyper capitalist, oligarch, sort of literal soulless, like literally person that takes the soul out of things, or some kind of like usually pampered sort of leftist who has a haughty idea of civilization and haughty idea that is completely incompatible with anything besides the bubble of colleges and inheriting money and that kind of stuff. And I don't inherit money, right? I don't get the fancy positions at the schools and the administrative roles and sorry. Yeah. It's hard to talk about this cuz they get very mad about these things, right? And so today I'm posting from Reddit about everybody ate the strawberries on Logan Square Boulevard. And I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm saying, hey guys, I'm really excited about this thing. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a great time and everybody's going to love it. And it's about a little girl or a teenagers. That's what I mean. I don't even know yet. I get excited about things. Anyone who's watched my channel knows this. I get excited about things. I post half-assed videos and I see what sticks, right? I'm not out here. It's the internet, right? Like that's what you're supposed to do. And that's what I mean about these kind of art art life. Like they're not living the art life. They're living the pastiche of an art life, right? They're living the glorification of Bob Dylan and the glorification uh of the past that's in a bubble, right? And I don't I live in the real, okay? And I'm excited about things. And I come to them and I say, hey, Logan Square, I'm writing about your little neck of the woods with your art people, right? And I know what I'm doing musically and writing wise. And I say, I want to share this with you guys. They absolutely eviscerate me. Absolutely just go at me with a knife as a pack. And I'm just sitting there like, and it's all typing. They're anonymous, by the way. And I'm posting under my birth name. I'm posting under my birth name and they're anonymous and they're saying, hey, you absolute bastard child, how dare you use AI? And they all agree. And I'm like, okay, guys, I used AI. I used Gemini actually to make the image because I can't draw and I'm not a good graphic artist. I don't know how to, I could not possibly have made that. And I write in my description, once one of them comments, I say, hey guys, this is very preliminary. I'm very excited about it. Um, I just posted this because it's the best idea I could put out there. Okay? I think in ideas. These people think in obsessive. They think in the world where they have enough money to pursue things without uh, urgency, right? Okay? That's how these schools work. That's how these people work. They have a backup set of cash, like Stallone when he made Rocky. Sleeping on the floor or whatever in LA and just saying, I want to star in it. I want to do this. It's my project. And he has passion for it, right? Passion? No. Not these days, right? Too much politics for passion, right? So I try and stay, I'm Stallone here, and I'm putting something out there. Maybe I'm a coward. I've slept in a car, though. I've slept in a car. Have any of them? I doubt it, you know? They go to Columbia, they go to DePaul, and then they get a cushy job. Not me. I've slept in a car, right? I've been through hell, right? And it's like, I don't need to take this from people who've never done the things I've done. This channel, people know what I've been through, what I've done, and everything I've created the past decade. Okay, it's kind of ridiculous that these people on this website, they said you're not a worthwhile artist, and clearly you don't have enough talent if you're making a picture with AI. Clearly you don't understand how to make, and that's what I'm mad about. Like, really, me? So that's everyone on this channel who actually knows me knows that that's completely insane. So yeah, I don't know about this AI thing. I just think it's going to lead to an even worse art culture because people are going to be these people who are already bad people, who already get mad at you about superfluous things like pronouns, and who get mad at you about superfluous things like, I was once eating with like a very, very wealthy woman and her wealthy friend, and we were eating, and there was some kind of argument. And these people, mind you, I drive DoorDash currently. Like, I've been driving, I have 500 Grubhub deliveries. Okay? Bear this in mind. I'm sitting there at these wealthy two talking about their boat in Madison, Wisconsin. And they're talking about their boating season. And I've never been on a boat in my life. And I'm sitting there, and the check comes, and we're talking about tipping culture. And someone's like, yeah, the tipping's gotten out of control. This woman goes like, actually, you don't understand how hard it is to make a living. And people need to be tipping. And it's like, here's the thing about all of this that's insane is like, I am with people wanting to change this economy, but the middle issues of this and the identities and awful sort of diversions that have come about with this economy feed into the people who literally have the money to be talking about these things, right? And I say, oh, well, what if a guy's homeless and he comes in and he can't tip? Like, what do you do then? And she's like, oh, he still should. And I'm like, what? Like, what? You want a homeless guy not to eat? Right? Like, so that's the argument. That's the kind of thing that's going on. And it's like, I basically have one of these again, where it's like a no-win argument with someone who has a higher status than me, higher position, doing better than me. I can't afford to live in Logan Square. No way, right? And they're telling me, they're like, yeah, you clearly are just a bad artist and a bad person. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need to hear this. There was one of them that said that I used an LLM to write the description for Everybody Ate the Strawberries. And he said he was convinced that I'd written it with an LLM, my description of this is about so and so. It's about a girl and her friends who are, on this quirky adventure, and they're planting strawberries on the boulevard. And I wrote that. And the guy or girl, I don't know, in the chat says, actually, I'm not reading your LLM AI generated description of your musical. I'm not doing that. Like, it just makes them feel like good people, right? And I don't know how I'm going to live in a world, and it wasn't AI generated. They're just going to say things that are not AI generated, are AI generated. So that's what's going to happen. And I don't know what you do with that, especially text. There are checkers. You can check for these things. You have to pay for some of them, though, after a while. I do that. I look if something's AI generated. Some of it's half AI generated. What do you do then? Like, when does the purity end with these people? When does the purity spiraling end? As in, oh, you're not liberal enough. Oh, you didn't do enough for trans people enough yet. You didn't do this enough yet. You're not black. Someone told me like my last name, like, oh, I'm Saad. I'm partially Lebanese. I'm kind of not white, but I'm not black. But, oh, but you're not black. And it's like, you know what? We're not going to get anywhere with this. We're not going to get anywhere hating on these little things. There's no love in this country. And what I tried to appeal with these people, the worst thing, the point I feel the devil with all of this stuff on either side of these issues is when you have an appeal to empathy and you're ignored. That's when I knew this country was going downhill. There's a song by the Black Eyed Peas, "Where Is the Love?" Okay, I'm trying to bring love into the world. Okay, as rough as I may be, right? I'm trying to bring love into the world with a story about some teenagers planting flowers on the boulevard of Logan Square. This is the most anti-evil thing I could do, and I get absolute evil because I used a picture for the promo, one YouTube video, right? And it's like, where is the love? Black Eyed Peas said this, right? Black Eyed Peas put that on what, like 08, 07, probably like 04, around there. Absolutely fantastic song. Because where is it? Right? No one even says that in the media anymore. No one writes songs about love anymore. Where do you say, oh, and no one needs to, you can't politicize that, right? You can't politicize love, right? So if I was to say, oh, I love the person using AI, I'd say, hey, I like what you're doing. I want to hear what you're doing. It's an engagement with people. It's an engagement. And I don't see it anywhere. Okay? I don't see love in the media. I don't see love in the music. When's the last time you heard a love song? I'm writing them. I've been writing love songs, lots of them. McCartney said it, right? Who said the world's had enough of them? I haven't heard one in like 20 years. What was the last one? John Legend's kind of dramatic one. Like, when is the last time? Every song is like a breakup song or a sex song. So where's the love? Where is people viewing people on a one-to-one basis and having nuance? You have to have nuance to love something because nothing is perfect, right? And I don't see how I can create anything that shows love. And that's why people have turned to religion, right? Because it's the only group out there that is promoting that specific thing. And that's why the religious people don't take political sides. They don't allow people to use them, like J.D. Vance using the Catholic Church, right? They know that's not love, right? They know that these politics are not love. And there are a lot of twisted people that don't see that. And I don't see how you can make art in a society without love. I mean, think about Italy. It's amore. It's about that. People think, oh, it's romantic, romance languages, right? And you can't do that in sort of this, whatever this is, this English German hell. I don't know, right? Like, I don't know. I just, even the English have a better idea. The English took our adult alternative contemporary music, by the way. Every love song I'm thinking that was written in the past 20 years was like Adele, right? Like Sam Smith, right? Like who in the US is singing like normal love songs these days, right? So I don't know. It's not a country thing. It's not the English don't. I'm just saying, arts, countries very heavy in art are heavy in religion, heavy in love, right? Heavy in the romantic sort of notions of life. And I don't know how to express those things in America. And I tried today. It was very sad for me to read that stuff because I was so excited. I said, hey, I think this is a great community. I think I can build this thing here. I want to help people. I want people to come to me and say, hey, we want to, I can do some art for it. No one offered, right? Because they want money and I don't have money. So the poorest people among us who want to do things are kept out by politics from their own progression in life, right? That's what's on every side and every angle. That's what's happening. And that's why I suggest, I don't know. I think maybe only God can save us at this point, right? I just don't have any answers and I don't know how to create anymore. And that's just what I wanted to say. So I want to proceed with this idea. If anybody outside Chicago, and I might make the musical less sort of amiable to Chicago now. I might make it less amiable to Logan Square because they don't want me, right? And I was going to say, oh, I should make the ending happy and she should live her life happily in Logan Square. There's an ending where she dies, right? I don't know which one to go. And I was trying to decide. And I'm like, you know what? My opinion of Chicago and the politics and the people here is not that high. Like it's a cool neighborhood, but it might be something that I have to write when I'm living in Texas or I'm living in California, right? Because like I'm not welcome. I feel not welcome in my own city sometimes. So that's my opinion. Thought it'd be a cool idea. If you want to hear more about the musical, she basically picks berries, she plants berries. I have a whole cast of characters. I was going to put Hispanic characters in there, Mexican characters, maybe Puerto Rican. I don't know. Because it's a melting pot, right? There's black people, there's Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, there's Germans, there's Polish stuff. I like that about the area. That's what I was going to write about. So, I do try and think a left wing perspective. I don't want to write some right wing think piece, and that makes your life so difficult when you try and think from all perspectives. And that's what people are frustrated by, is that the people in the middle are just screwed politically, socially, economically. It's very hard to be a normal person. And I'm trying to write music and make art that expresses that. So yeah, everybody ate the strawberries, listen to the song. I don't know where I'm gonna make it. I hope I make a bunch of enemies. I don't know what else you can do with make enemies these days. And it's gonna be a rough decade. That's how I feel. But yeah, I'm not trying to make a doomer channel. But please listen to the song. Tell me what you actually think. You could tell anyone new to the channel that I've been making music for 10 years without computers. Do that for me. Please help me out. Thanks. Okay, bye bye.